Hello, my name is Ryan Tremblay, and I'd like to welcome you to Egale's LGBTQ2S Youth Homelessness Summit. We're talking about an issue that's on everybody's lips. Over 6,000 youth in Canada who are LGBTQ2S end up on the streets each year, and there is no dedicated housing support for them. We hope that today sparks a dialogue that opens Canada's first LGBTQ2S specific housing facility. Let's check it out.
But other than that, I won't be doing a lot of the talking. It's really up for the floor, and this discussion is ours.
We just wrapped up our first plenary session. We had people from New York, San Francisco, and Paris, France talking about centers that they've been running in those cities, bringing forth innovation, their best practices. It was a great session. Let's see if we can talk to some of the presenters.
In particular, we're talking about transitional housing programs and what things that we can do to make sure that that our youth are like the most supportive possible, and that we're incorporating best practices into a potential facility we're looking at building here in Toronto.
Obviously there's a need here. There's already youth housing providers, but the needs assessment has shown that LGBTQ youth need specific services, and that's where Egale can come in and fill that need.
One of the problems is that when youth leave their home communities, whether it's Thunder Bay or even Owen Sound, when they come to Toronto, they're leaving their natural supports. And even if the home life wasn't well, they would have had good things about those communities, which then makes them more susceptible to exploitation and harassment and violence. So by better supporting youth where they live, we can prevent that migration.
The need for services is overwhelming, but even if you don't look at it from a human rights perspective, you can certainly make a fiscal argument that at the end of the day it's going to save the community money to be supportive up front and ensure that people are not experiencing more trauma and homelessness by not having those available resources.
What is a bit difficult is to try to project things, because models are completely different in America and in Europe, meaning that we do rely a lot of volunteering. I mean, we are only 12 workers for 70 places, and in America or in Canada it's the other way around. It's like there are a lot of professionals around these centers and just a few volunteers. So this is very exciting to guess and to check how it works, how it could be applied in France or not, and what we could do to improve this system both in France or in America.
It really will help inform the process here in Toronto. I know the City of Toronto has been very engaged over the past year around not only committing to build a hostel or emergency hostel and transitional housing, but also willing to look at its own hostel standards and how they can be actually changed to reflect a more queer-friendly environment within the hostel sector.
The timing is right. The city did a needs survey of homeless people recently and identified LGBTQ youth as a vulnerable group that needed to have their homeless issues addressed. We're overrepresented in the homeless population. As a community, we've known that for a very long time, but I think some of the administration at various levels of government haven't really taken the time to listen, and but now they've done their own studies, and together I think we have reached a point that we've all agreed that this is an issue that needs to be addressed and tackled in a meaningful way.
Whatever my expectations were, they've been exceeded. I mean, I'm so incredibly happy and honored. It's a privilege to be here. I think what Egale is doing in terms of a shift and a change in the paradigm, it's historic, and so it is a privilege to be a part of this. To be able to share our 35 years of best practices in service delivery with an organization that is so open and willing and frankly smart, and to be considered an asset or a supporter of this, it's an honor.